The wind goes where it pleases.
I don't get all these pictures though. It's like go through a nice grassy field collecting flowers. End of the world.
It's supposed to show a drab city in the flower dreaming of a field.
Flowers,
simple.
do flowers dream?
Yes. They're sentient strawberries.
Yeah, I feel like this is going for like one of those environmentally save the environment because you're a flower.
But everything's gray now, so it's already gone.
Well, we're gonna make the sky all nice and blue again.
I feel like everything's gonna get really nice around the end.
It's gonna be cool.
See, I should come to audio surf.
Why audio surf?
Because like all the different flowers make different sounds, and also the way they were laid out was kind of like audio surf in the beginning.
It's like you're floating in zero gravity here.
Yeah, I know. No, it reminds me of some other game, not audio surf though. I'm trying to remember what it is. So I played quite a few games that rely mostly on music to like make you feel good about the game. Like Bit Trip. Yeah.
That's cool. This is a kind of Bit Trip-esque.
Except for Bit Trip's more like groovy.
Yeah.
And not so much like relaxing, and also more like rage-inducing, I think.
So basically, if you combine Bit Trip and Flower together, you get a hippie.
And Snake.
I think Flower by itself is a hippie.
Yes, but so is Bit Trip. It's just the funky kind.
Yeah, you should play Bit Trip. Bit Trip Runner 2. It's really good. There's this really cool level. Oh, okay, Bit Trip Runner 2 spoiler.
Spoilers.
The last like world is really really cool because you're like in space and the music's really really badass. I love it, and like it's the original Bit Trip theme, and like they go back to kind of the original game a lot, and a lot of the objects look like the first game's objects. But it's like really HD though. But yeah, like I remember because I played the first one, so like some people who only started with the second one remember that. But yeah, it's really cool. And so like the things you go underneath are like HD versions of the ones that you went underneath in the first game.
So was the first game just way harder or something?
It was so hard. Like it's so hard. I played the second game and I'm just like, oh man, this shit's easy. Like there's like checkpoints too.
You restored color into a dam, and I think you can make it burst.
Burst that dam.
So what does this wind gust symbolize? I think it's God or Jesus, maybe.
Everything is Jesus.
Yes.
Come. Clouds parted too. Ooh. Symbolic.
This is pretty damn relaxing. So they definitely delivered on their promise.
Yeah.
Is the grass turning blue? Is that healthy?
What is going on with this grass?
One must wonder how high they were when they created this. Sparkling purple and blue grass. Wait, bluegrass is a type of jazz, isn't it?
Maybe? I'm not really a music critic expert person.
Isn't it a type of weed? I'm pretty sure that's what you're thinking. I don't think it's jazz.
How high can you go?
Ooh.
Let's go.
Is this like Kerbal? You just go into space.
Flowers in space.
Wait, are your flowers petals dropping?
I think that's about the limit.
Whoa.
Oh crap, I was probably supposed to get that.
You know it's come back.
Make everything purple. It's weird. It's not like flowers. It's just blue grass.
Yeah.
What do you mean?
Like the stuff you're turning blue and purple, it's not like it's like a bunch of blue flowers or something. It's just blue colored grass.
Yeah, I feel like honestly, like this is pretty much Journey just as a flower. Well, no, it is. Like, remember in Journey, like, you start off with regular sand, but that turns into, like, blue sand? Like, this is literally the exact same thing.
Blue sand, what
And it's-
happened?
Wait, when was there blue sand?
In Journey, like, after you go. And,
Oh, well, yeah. When you're when the scenery changes, this is just usually turning the green or the gray grass blue. Like that was just because it was different lighting. You're like underwater and stuff. But
well, you're not actually underwater, though. Like, it's still, like, the sand, but it's a different color of sand, is what I'm saying. It's the same thing. Like, it's just a different color of the same, like, texture, I guess.
yeah, that was just
And
meant
even when
to
you
show
were
a
in the
different
snow.
lighting, though. This is just you turn it blue. It was still sand in Journey, and Journey has a story. I don't think this has a story so far,
I
unless
told you the story already.
Yeah, it's the same thing. It's like they have, like, little, like, pictures, and it's like you're supposed to infer what's happening.
it's
If
definitely
anything, it
Journey
has-
is more concrete, and that's definitely not a phrase I thought I'd be saying.
Like, I think they pretty much just made the same thing. It's just slightly different.
I just want to find out if flow and flower are the same thing. 'Cause they're 2 letters apart.
I don't think it looks actually kind of different. Flow looks a lot different than these two games.
But maybe that's just how they trick
Yeah, maybe
you.
it's not.
'Cause this looks pretty. This looks pretty different too until you actually play it. Even then, this is like infinite flying as opposed to the limited flying of Journey.
Yeah, like this time going a lot faster, which is nice instead of.
Yeah, you definitely get that feel of the ocean to the grass.
Like I do really the meaning I think is still very different. Journey was all about a journey, obviously, but I think this is trying to say something else.
Maybe a flower. um,
But it's not really. You're a gust of wind. This should be called like wind gust.
I think it'd be cool if they had put the second like online player in here as well,
Whoa,
like
you're
floating with you.
Oh, you're like a fairy.
I'm that
glowing.
fairy from
Fairy princess?
What is it?
Zelda.
That fairy that everyone hates.
Zelda.
Yeah,
Navi.
I don't know why everyone hates her so much. It's not that bad.
People really exaggerate how often she says, "Hey, listen."
Yeah, she's really not that bad.
Mhm.
Now that I've like tried it out, it's like, oh, okay, I don't know why everyone's complaining
Yeah,
about
what
it.
was the big deal?
Oh, you're a massive trail. I think this game's trying to tell us that upright rocks are a bad thing, and
Like,
Yeah,
you
it
should
can
be
really,
slanted.
this has a lot more in common with Journey than it has like contrast. Like it's a lot more,
Yeah.
yeah. Like if you think about it, it's exactly the same. You're going around collecting stuff. You're making things look prettier. You're changing like things into different things. Like when you collected the little scarves, you'd make bridges and stuff. And instead of making bridges, you're making things pretty.
Yeah.
And the story's put together with little like pictures that are like, oh, this is what happened, and now it's all destroyed. So now you have to make everything pretty again by collecting scarves or flowers.
Making the grass pink.
definitely more in common with Journey than a lot of other games.
You haven't even seen Journey yet.
I can infer quite a bit.
Do I
This
go
is
in
the
there?
end.
Give me your rose petals,
Going
bitch.
in.
Oh, it's literally Journey. All the rose petals, give them to me.
Yeah, it's like the same thing when you get the Yu-Gi-Oh cards.
So last time all those petals went into making a tree. This time just goes into making a single flower.
And
Maybe
That levels mountains.
The energy it takes to can't the.
I don't get the like changing rocks into different colors. Like you can't really. How is that making them prettier? They're just rocks.
Is it raining or is that like wind particles?
Yeah, it's rain. I
looks
think.
like rain.
or wind. We
This
don't
is
know now.
a rainbow.
Experience complete.